There's a reason that the fitness industry makes massive amounts of money, but obesity is still a problem. It's the same reason that marketing is one of the most difficult things for companies to get right. Trigger warning, it's a little something called ego. So now that we got all the narcissists out of the way, all the contrarians out of the way, that just leaves you and I. So let's get right to work. Now, if you've never watched any one of my videos, I'm Katriel C Sarfati, also known as Nerd Gone Rogue, and founder of the Change the Game Challenge. Shameless plug. Let's get right to the brass tacks. Look, as a growth hacker, as a growth strategist, I will constantly have people come up to me and say, hey, how do I do this? What's this hack? What's a this? What's a that? Here's the thing though, there is no magic spell. It's the same reason why the fitness industry makes massive amounts of money, but everyone's obese. Because at the end of the day, it's about perseverance, endurance, the marathon. But of course, you've got a bunch of people complicating the process. Why? Ego, profits. And with marketing, it's no different. It's why you'll probably sit in a meeting that is about marketing and growth, and it's like a never-ending meeting. It could have been an email. That it's just about grand scheming, grand ideas, and you know, this one knows this person in the high tower, and this person knows a celebrity, and yada, yada, yada. But where does it ever go? Nowhere. Why? Execution, endurance, seeing it through. And that's the problem with marketing, is that it's attracting a lot of people that aren't really qualified. And that's not to disparage it. It's literally just that you've got people that have just showed up and all of a sudden they're experts. And a lot like cannabis, the bar of entry is so low that it is making it easier for people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about to get into the game. So it's exactly why just being able to sound smart gets you in. Because of the way that our brains are wired, if you're sitting in a meeting and someone's saying all the right things, you're more than likely going to say, oh wow, that is the person for me, that's the person that's going to help me. Exactly why a lot of CEOs and a lot of CMOs and a lot of GMOs, and I can keep going on with acronyms, but it's exactly why a lot of founders find themselves in a predicament of being confused and not really understanding, why is this not working? Why are my sales low? Why is this thing? Why is the house on fire? It's because they rely too much on shiny object syndrome. Sound familiar? There is no shortcut. The thing is that even when some of them, right, try to keep an open mind, what happens? Their ego takes over again, and they very quickly get impatient. I've had people tell me that they tried something for 3 days, and then they tell me, well, that's enough time for me to make a decision. It's not. It's really not. And then you'll have other people that'll try something for a week or two, get all the data, comprise it, but not know how to decipher it. Look, I'm not trying to discourage any of you to trying out marketing, advertising, and branding. I'm simply here to remind you that it is a marathon, not a race. There is no shortcuts. All the grand schemes and all the creative ideas, they're great. Write them down. But the difference between your creative idea and the millions and billions of sales that come afterwards is the execution, followed by the endurance. I'll always hear people say, time is money. And frankly, as a growth strategist and data nerd, I disagree. Time is actually opportunity. A really quick formula for you to remember is time equals opportunity, right? So time plus execution times strategy equals success. And here's a quick tip for those of you that are learning about marketing. Say it's been about a year or two of you learning about it and you love it. It's, you know, you feel confident, you're having fun, because that's another thing too, is I will meet people that will say, this is a lot of fun, I want to keep doing it. My advice is keep fucking doing it. But here's the thing, be honest about your skill level. And what I mean by that is, if you haven't actually had amazing success doing it before, that's fine. Just keep practicing and be open about it. And even me, I've been doing this for years. And even I will still walk into a kick-ass meeting and say, here is what I have found. Here is what's out there. Here's what we can experiment with. The minute that I meet anybody that pretends to know it all, I know they know nothing. And if time has been any indicator of what's happening here, is you're watching it right now. You'll have businesses that are propped up on credit, investment dollars. That's considered successful for some reason. Ask them about their sales. There is none. So in the end, it's just a house of cards. And we all know how that ends if you just have a slight shift in the wind, don't we? So in conclusion, what does this whole thing mean? Don't fake the funk. I mean it. Do not fake it till you make it. It doesn't work in this. Reverse engineer your best creative ideas. And if you're talking to someone that pretends to know what any of this means, ask them, how will it work? How will it execute? And what is plan B in case the first one doesn't pan out? Quickest way to dispel a myth from a reality is to actually go out and implement it, experiment it. And of course, always have a plan B. You know why? Because one of the things that actually works a lot for growth strategists and growth hackers such as myself is A/B split testing. And notice, I'm not just going to rely on that buzzword, fuckers. Just like you shouldn't rely on buzzwords and fancy sounding words and... I could always just stand in private jets that I get, sit in front of Lambos to actually convince them to take it even seriously. Remember to feed your curiosity. Here's to escaping average. Stay blessed, muchachos.